Hello and welcome to another midweek reflection. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you've had a chance to enjoy the autumnal sunshine that we've been having, and even the rain, because we need both, of course. And one of the reasons we need both is for our harvest, and we celebrated our harvest service on Sunday, encouraging people to give money to Christian Aid and our local food bank. Instead of our usual cans and fair trade goodies and everything that we usually provide. But we had a good harvest service, and a huge thank you to those of you who sent in your harvest creations, your tomatoes, watermelons, strawberries, all sorts of fruit and veg that you sent in. We've used them, we've laminated them, we've added them to banners, and they're now decorating some of our church buildings as a visible thanksgiving to God for the gifts of the harvest, and thanks to all of the people that bring this food, that grow it, that harvest it, that bring it to our shops, that use it to cook our meals, that bring it to our tables. A huge thanks to all of them and the gifts of God's creation too. And thanks also to those of you that commented on the task last week. You might remember I was inviting you to think about all the people that you've shared homes, flats, houses with, and to pray for them, just to spend a little time to think about all those connections and to thank God for them. And I know some of you looked at your family trees, some of you said you sent in and couldn't remember all the people you lived with back at university or in flat shares and stuff, but that you did spend a moment to pause and think about how interconnected we are, and to thank God, to hold those that you are thinking of in the light, and for God to bless them. So for this week, midweek reflection, it is the last day of September today, the last day of the season of creation. So we're pretty much done with our creations, but we have one more reflection for it. And for that, I'd like to introduce you to a guest. I think apart from Claire, we haven't had any guests on Midweek Reflection. With me, we've had other people do the videos. But today, I'd like to introduce you. Come on. This is Graham. So hello, Graham. All right. Graham is a little bit grumpy, sometimes known as Grumpy Graham. Well, you are. So sometimes known as Grumpy Graham. Take your hood off. He is an acquired taste. Well, again, it's fair, but he's got a heart of gold, really. And I'm not going to bother. I have spent a good few minutes doing the whole Muppet John Henson thing, but it's failed miserably, hasn't it? So Graham, I even have a little thing to do his arm, but it hurt, so you just have to do with this. But Graham is a creation of mine. There is a shop in New York, FAO Schwartz. Some of you might know it from the scene in Big, where Tom Hanks and the other guy play on the piano, a life-size piano. Well, it's also the only shop, the only place in the world where you can make your own Muppet. So you can choose the eyes and the nose, you can choose what colour skin, the hair, you can choose what they wear, you can choose all of it. And this is what I choose. I don't know whether it's an outer sign of my inner self, my grump. But I kind of like Graham, because although, as I say, he's grumpy, I think beneath the grump, beneath the green, and it's not easy being green, he has a heart of gold. And it puts me in mind of Psalm 139 that says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And sometimes you might feel like this. Sometimes you might even look like this. I'm not going to say who I'm thinking of. But whether you are feeling at your best or you're looking at your best, God still looks on us with love and says to us, you are wonderfully made. You are made in my image. You are made with love. You are sculpted by the sculptor. And yeah, I rather like that idea. Good times and bad, when we're grumpy, when we're tired, when we're crotchety, when we're loving, when we're generous, when we're good-natured, we're still looked upon God with love. Challenge as well, sometimes, comfort, encouragement, all sorts of other things, but we're held in that gaze of love. So, for your midweek challenge this week then, and it's another photo one, because Marcia's back, so we can have another PowerPoint, because she's great with them. I would like to send in, you to send in your creative, Graham's got me all of a quiver? No, all of a, don't know what the word is. See, that's what you do to me. I would like you to send in your creations, because Graham was a creation of mine, as I say. It shows his whole look. And I'd like you to send in your creations. So these can be anything. These can be absolutely anything, but we are all a creative bunch. We are made in the image of God, and God is a creator. God is the creative God. And so we are creative too. Now, some of us are might feel we're less creative. Some of us might say, oh, I can't draw, I can't paint, I'm not good at writing poetry, I'm not good at writing music, whatever it might be. But I think all of us can create something, that we are creative in different ways. So I encourage you to send a photograph of one of your creations. It could be a piece of clothing you've knitted. It could be a card you've created. It could be a poem that you've written, a song that you've come up with. It could be one of your children that you had a role in creating. Whatever it might be, to send in a photo of something that you created that perhaps you look on with some kind of love or some kind of humour, and you're just happy to share it with the rest of us. So that's the challenge for this week. Send in, like Graham, a photograph of one of your creations. I think that's about it. I won't show you all the outtakes with Graham. It's been a long afternoon. But have a good day, have a good week, go well. Remember that you are a wonderful creation of God, and may that bring blessing to you and all whom you meet in the coming few days. Bye for now. Bye.